Well, could you mail it maybe?
I don't think you can mail deep dish pizza, though.
Okay, so your answer already indicates you don't want to try. I feel like you didn't want to try there.
Okay, guys, you ready?
No, already hard no.
So look, after our live show in Chicago, I've been thinking, what's the best way to reach new listeners?
Is there any chance at all you're going to say put out a good product and hope people notice and tell their friends about it?
There is not. There is
not sure why you asked. That's
on me.
And then I was reading the script for this week's episode, right? And it hit me. Boat messages. We get some models, con girls. We put them on a boat and then they wash up on shore. Boom. Oh, hello. Have you heard of Citation Needed? It's an awesome podcast. People will love it.
Eli. 1, that's a terrible way to advertise our show. 2, it's incredibly expensive. And 3, the safety would be a nightmare.
Right?
You got to make sure they can sail. We have to buy secure boats. I mean, this is just, like
Cecil, got it handled. All 3 of them handled, Sea-Dog.
Okay.
Child actors and old bathtubs.
Oh my God.
We're good.
Oh my God. Guy, he put a bunch of kids in boats he made out of tubs and he already pushed them out to sea, didn't he?
Okay, yes, so 100% quit the show, all of us?
Oh, so ahead of you. Very far ahead.
I'll call the Coast Guard.
Oh, see if you can get Gary. He was cool last time.
He was.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I like Gary.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts. Because this is the internet, that's how it works now. I'm Eli, and I'll be the underpaid and underappreciated public school teacher trying desperately to keep these paste-eating delinquents in their seats. I'm joined tonight by the kid who can't stop asking if you're going to finish that, and the other kid that keeps correcting the teacher, Tom and Noah.
See, this is why I like eating with Noah. Not only does he not finish a meal, I'm not sure he's ever even started one.
Yeah, no, it's kind of more like eating near Noah.
Can confirm. And also joining us tonight, someone way too competitive about schoolyard tetherball, and the kid who fell asleep so deeply in class the teacher just left him there, Heath and Cecil.
Okay, you know who complains about people being too competitive? People who are losing. That's who. Like, whatever. Your mom signed the permission slip. Stop crying. It's tetherball. This is serious. Welcome to Thunderdome.
Look, I'm not losing. I'm strategically sleeping on the tetherball court here.
Now, before we begin tonight, we want to take a moment to thank all the people who donate to this show on a regular basis. You are the best. And if you'd like to learn how to join the ranks of the best, be sure to stick around till the end of the show. And with that out of the way, tell us, Noah, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event will we be talking about today?
Oh, you can always tell it's going to be a weird to pronounce one when you ask me. Today, we're going to be talking about the Japanese folktale of Utsuro Bune.
Ah, excellent. And Cecil, you assured me that this didn't involve tentacles despite what I put in the suggestion box. Are you ready to disappoint my fellow otaku sexuals?
Oh, is that a fancy name for vegan or something? That's disgusting.
Pretty much, yeah. So, Cecil, tell us, what was Unhappy Bunny?
No. Racist. I call racist.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many times?
I don't know if that's particularly racist, but I think that your comment still stands. Utsuro Bune is the folktale of a foreign object boat-like thing that supposedly floats onto the shore of Japan, and people think it's aliens, and it might be, but it probably is more like the kind that we keep in cages than the kind that mutilate cattle.
Okay, well, obviously, you've never gone cow tipping with your Mexican friends.
Heath, what's your Mexican friend's not racist name?
Juan.
So close.
Jose?
Less close.
Is it?
Less close.
So I want to start by talking about the sources. There are 3 books published between 20 and 40 years after the supposed incident that mention it. And I'm going to use the English translations of these titles to not embarrass myself by trying to say something in Japanese. These books are Tales from the Rabbit Garden, Diaries and Stories of Castaways, and Dust of the Apricot.
Okay. Those are the titles of increasingly graphic gilf porn.
Yeah.
Japanese porn titles always confuse me. Like, I watched all of Seven Samurai with my dick in my hand, feeling very confused.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too. I was also confused by your dick in my hand.
Oh, you were not. You were not. You said, that's what you said to... Okay.
It was
We're gonna take this
confusing.
up off the
I
air.
said what I
Take
said.
this up off the
I know.
air. This
I know what I
isn't for
said.
No. You told me. Put it there.
You didn't say what to dip in the salsa.
You got to read my eyes. You got to read the room, Tom. Whatever. Ooh.
All right, Aziz.
Ooh, we're in the edit. I can say whatever I want. Hey, everybody, I'm inside an edit.
I'll point out that these 3 books reveal common details and tell a similar tale, but Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were written about the same subject with similar details and written in a 50-year span. We all think that's bullshit too.
Okay, wait. 4 dudes, same basic storyline, very predictable ending. This is definitely porn, right? I know. This is a formula.
Well, I mean, I'm buying that this boat walked on water if that's what you're selling.
Yeah, and Lee Strobel's already written the case for Ghost Boat, so you might as well tell us what we're dealing with here, Cecil. Like, it's over.
So the most detailed account of this story comes from the Rabbit Garden book.
Thank you.
The story goes that on February 22nd in 1803, a fisherman from the Hitachi province saw something in the ocean.
Okay, if this is about how the Hitachi magic wand was delivered by aliens in 1803, like the Mayan liquid metal guy, I'm going to be super happy about this.
Well, I'm very confused because I saw What the Bleep Do We Know, and I thought you can't see things in the ocean if you don't expect to see them first.
Oh, right.
That's the message, and it's a smart movie.
So this thing floating in the ocean looks like a bowl. They describe it as resembling a Japanese incense burner. It's 10 feet high and 17 foot wide.
Love it. Girth. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Girthy. Nice.
I also want to point out that the stories are weirdly specific on the size of this thing. The Japanese fishermen decide to take the odd-looking watercraft back to shore with them.
One of them's just like, dude, why are we doing this?
What if I want big soup, huh? Think about it.
The top of the ship is made from red-coated rosewood.
Oh, that is so space alien.
Yeah. The bottom is covered with some hammered metal to protect the hull from rocks on the shore. There are some windows on the structure made of glass or crystal, caulked with tree resin and reinforced with bars of metal.
Okay, this is super clear now. I'm really disappointed in Noah for leaving this out of the Vibrators episode. Like, come on, man. This is huge detail.
So the inside of the boat is hollow and filled with texts written in a language that no one there can recognize.
Ooh, a written language that not even early 19th century peasant fishermen could recognize. Wow.
I think, I don't speak 6,499 of the 6,500 languages currently spoken, so I'm going to go with chances are here, you know?
Huh, the words are gibberish, but this diagram seems to be pointing above the vagina. How would that even be useful? Why would you be... What the fuck are they pointing out above it? They're missing.
Is that where food goes? I don't...
Also, inside of this craft, a beautiful, nearly 5 foot tall woman. Again, they're weirdly specific about how tall she is.
Cecil, wait, maybe not so weird. 5 foot tall, if you're Japanese, pretty much guarantees an age of consent. So, again, this is definitely porn. This is porn.
She has a jug of water that the text, I guess, estimates at 3.6 liters. Again, super concerned with measurements in this story.
Not a gallon, not a gallon, 3.6.
I love that that's an estimate.
Yeah.
We're down to the decimal on our estimate.
No, I'm the person who said the estimate because it says literally 3.6.
Oh.
I figured the estimate. I didn't think they had a series of measuring cups or a scale with them. I just guessed.
3.58.
Yeah.
3.59. 3.6. Okay,
I take that back. Maybe they had a precise set of measurements in which to measure liters. I have no idea. So they estimate that she's between 18 and 20 years old.
Told you, right? All right.
You have a very narrow area of expertise, but
and she had red hair and eyebrows, and her hair has white extensions. And she had some cake with her and some kneaded meat.
Oh, and a fucking case of scotch and 5 puppies and a roll of masking tape. T-shirt that says, I don't like phone calls. It's happening right now.
I don't know what to think about the needed meat thing. I mean, I like that she has some experience.
Yeah, but
I like that.
You don't like them. You don't like them to take souvenirs. I mean, it seems to me from the picture that you're painting, Cecil, if you bleach her hair, I'm pretty sure you have the opening credits of I Dream of Jeannie, right?
Sorry, I just want to point out, it's weird the order these guys check this craft out in, right? Like, hey, lady, nice to meet you. Is that rosewood? How much water is in that jug? I want to know to the decimal point how much water's in that jug.
We'll get to the ball of meat later, but yes, rosewood?
So her skin is pale and pink.
Okay, Cecil, but what does she look like on the outside?
Oh, Jesus
God.
Yeah. Come on, Cecil.
She's-
Recover from that.
I will. As soon as you stop talking so I can make the edit, Tom. It'd be perfect. She's in very fancy robes made from cloth that they don't recognize. She starts talking and nobody knows what language she's speaking. And the confusion is mutual because she doesn't seem to understand them either. So it's basically like a Gaijin tourist.
Okay. All right. So here's my theory. Somehow Rihanna got taller and darker since 1803 when she arrived from space on a ship made of her 17 by 10 forehead. Same weird kind of mumbling, though. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so you're burying the lead here. You're telling me that Sofia Coppola stole that ending?
Lost in translation.
It's a very, very specific joke there.
Yeah. That's an excellent joke.
In Japan.
That's an excellent joke.
Thank you. It's it's a good joke when Eli's throwing you a pity compliment.
Because there's a movie nerd who's like, ha, like very loudly on a train right now. He gave you like a specific, he tweeted ha.
All right, so back to the story. She has this box.
Which we've already established is pale and pink.
Oh, gosh. Huh? All right, so I won't edit that out earlier. It's about 2 feet across.
Whoa, varsity.
And she won't let anyone there look inside or touch it.
Again, this is pussy. We're talking about
Hashtag
pussy.
me too. Yeah. Oh,
She seems nice, but really super obsessed with this Hellraiser cube that she's got.
Okay, the vibrator thing just keeps getting more likely, but I love the way you're teasing this one out, Cecil. Well done.
Yeah. So in the story, there's an opining old man who goes into some rampant speculation about this girl's origin story. And I'm just going to read straight from the article here. Quote, this woman could be a princess of a foreign realm who married a man at her homeland. But when she had an affair with a townsman after marriage, it caused a scandal and the lover was killed for punishment. The princess was banned from home for she enjoyed lots of sympathy, so she escaped the death penalty. Instead, she might have been exposed in that Utsuro Bune to leave her to her destiny.
Okay.
What?
Or alternately, guys, it could be any other story at all. What the fuck? What could be any other explanation? That's just
Dave.
It's literally the story of a cosmic teapot, like the shape and everything.
It is. So it continues, quote, if this should be correct, the quadratic box may contain the head of the woman's deceased
Could
lover.
be a lot of shit. I guess.
what's in a box? What's in a fucking box?
In the past, a very similar object with a woman was washed ashore on a close by beach. During this incident, a small board with a pinned head was found. The content of the box could therefore be the same, which would certainly explain why she protects it so much.
What the fucking phone? This has happened before? Like, bitches like driftwood up in that fucker, huh?
This is starting to sound an awful lot like the explanation from Eli as to why there's a $900 charge from the company account for defensive netting or something, though.
Yeah.
Wait, she could have been a princess.
So the quote continues, quote, it would cost lots of money and time to investigate the woman and her boat.
Our space travel budget, it's good, but it's not great. So we can't
It's only
get all the way into it.
1803.
It continues, since it seems to be tradition to expose those boats at sea, we should bring the woman back to the Utsuro Bune and let her drift away.
That's harsh as fuck.
Yeah, I know, man. What? And I guess there are other versions of this story, though, where the woman stays where the boat lands and grows old there, but most of them, basically, they just shove that bitch back out to sea.
Okay, like, I know the saying there are plenty of fish in the sea, but like, when an actual woman washes up in a space boat with a penchant for head, you don't throw her back in the water. That's a keeper.
That is absolutely.
This guy is like men's rights activist Sherlock Holmes. I can tell from the drape of her garment she's a disgraced whore with a box full of dead guy. Let's push her out into the ocean. Yes? Let's not talk about this literally ever anymore. Okay. Cecil, is there a second version of this story?
You broke him. That's my only Cecil.
Whore with a box full of dead guys.
I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I've already decided.
That
was
fucking
the only
awesome.
Cecil I have.
That's every single person on Reddit. All right. So the dates change when we read the account of the dust of the apricot.
Okay, that sounds like a poem about my testicles. Like a nice one.
The story from there is about a month later in March when she lands ashore. Also, the boat isn't nearly as colorful in this story. It's coated with black paint like a goth kid's bedroom.
I'm an alien. Gaw. Whatever.
Oh, hey, do you remember when that white woman showed up on the beach in that big black ramen bowl?
No, which one?
I want to say it was the one in January.
Oh, yeah, we decided not to keep her, so didn't make the biggest impression. Maybe March?
Yeah, I don't know. January.
The rest of the story seems similar, even down to the measurements, by the way. She's the same size, boat's the same size. She's beautiful and pale. She's wearing cloth they don't recognize and they don't understand her. In this story, though, there's rugs in the boat and she has a cup with ornaments that they can't identify.
Okay, like a lot of effort seems to be put into getting rid of her. Like, are there not easier ways to get rid of women wherever she's from?
Just want to say we still haven't ruled out Hitachi Wand origin story here. So.
Also, sorry, Sea-Dog, real quick. Does this second version also end with them pushing her out to sea to die?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now they point out in the article, in the Wikipedia article, that this type of story is common in Japan. In fact, there's a myth from the 7th century in Japan that's really similar. In it, a fisherman finds a girl from mainland China in a boat. She tells him that she's the daughter of a Chinese emperor and she had to run away from a wicked stepmother. And in this folktale, she's the one who introduces silk cocoons to Japan.
Okay, great. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to type silk cocoon into Urban Dictionary or if I want to sleep at night. Yeah. Spoiler, I will be up later. That is.
All right. Well, while the guys explain to me what the fuck a silk cocoon is, we're going to take a quick break for a little ditty we like to call Apropos of Nothing.
Lieutenant Gathnar,
Yes, sir.
are you ready to make first contact with the humans?
It is my honor, sir. We shall bring them into the future. Imagine, no war, no famine, no disease. In a matter of days, they'll be exploring space with the rest of the universe.
Indeed. So, here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
As you know, the Mechanogorian Light Bridge has consumed quite a bit of our budget.
Of course, sir.
So for Earth, we're not going all out.
All out, sir?
Yeah, with the ship and the universal language lights thing.
Oh, we're not.
No. We're going to be more subtle. You will be arriving by sea.
I'm sorry, by sea?
Yeah, see, we'll drop you off in a sea vessel from Remulon 5, and then you sort of, you take it from there.
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess I could, sort of paddle.
For your atmospheric conditioning unit, we do not have any more gloriums, so...
The 8-foot-tall avatars that speak all languages and heal with a touch?
Yeah, Gary knocked over a bunch of them. They just went down like dominoes, you know? Sorry! I said we'll talk about it later! Sorry about that.
Okay.
Later.
So if we're out of them, then what am I going to be going down as?
Heron Gillet.
Humans are kind of fucked, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, kind of.
You guys want a soda? I'm going to the vending machine.
No, Gary, no!
Okay.
And we're back. When last we checked in, we had an enchanting tale of pushing a lady out to sea. So, Cecil, any weird theories about this story besides it being just one in a long line of lady murders?
So some people throughout history have tried to read into this legend and place a level of importance on it that it really does not deserve. Let's just call these people UFO nutters. That seems like a reasonable term to me.
Actually, that's already the name of my meetup group that gets together to jerk off onto scale models of alien spacecraft. Can we use something else just because I don't want listeners to get confused?
Okay, quick question. How do you know they're to scale? What's the opposite?
That's what caught your brain in that sentence, Tom.
I give a lot of leeway with Eli. Noah.
I want them to be confused. I think we should keep using the name.
Thank you.
They have lots of things that they point to show us that this was actually alien visitation to the shores of 1800s Japan.
Christ.
And the best part of this is that Japan stuffed the alien back into the ship. And they're like, now we're good, man. We're good. Just go.
That is the most Japanese shit ever.
Wow, that's impressive. The White House wishes they thought of this to explain our refugee policy. Like, yeah, no, we love to help them out. Turns out they're all space travelers who don't want us fucking with their slow, honorable boat death. So we can't. It would be mean of us. It would be culturally insensitive to help. Actually,
Okay, and that's not exactly not our policy.
Well, but the honorable boat death, that's Australia's policy. We don't use boats.
Right.
So
These UFO nutters, kooks,
R word.
Nutters, start by saying that the windows were stronger than normal glass and that they couldn't break them. And then the bottom part of the ship was covered in metal that the Japanese had never seen before and was clearly otherworldly, or at least refined to a point where it was unnatural at the time.
Okay, I love this because I love that they don't know what it is. They don't want to spend the time trying to find out. But they're at least going to take a moment and see if they can fucking break it.
oh, geez. Meanwhile, Occam's in the corner slitting his wrists.
With metal we don't recognize, and therefore Occam is an alien.
So the UFOologists also say that there were panels inside the craft with strange markings. And this makes it seem like they weren't just textile panels, they were like control panels. And they also claim that she was in a onesie or something like that, and they claim it was some kind of spacesuit.
why does every culture think there's going to be like a clothing singularity in the future? Like we're going to hit a breakthrough in onesie technology, and that's going to be it.
All right, I don't spend the episode shitting on your dreams, Heath.
2 votes. 2 votes.
They still keep the part of this tale where the woman doesn't speak the language, though. It's just amazing to imagine this hyper powerful aliens from an advanced civilization traversing the immense distances of interstellar space, only to get the Earth and not know how to communicate with us.
Yeah, right, to have not thought of that yet.
Just the alien version of Eli getting all stoned with his buddy, trying to figure out how he can use the wormhole gun, coming up with stuff.
Dude, I'm going to send him a white lady with a mystery box. Touche, am I right?
Why? What are you referencing there? What do you mean, touche?
It's a socio-political commentary, man.
What's the commentary? What are you saying?
Meta.
Okay, how is that meta?
Do you want to use a wormhole gun or not? Stop being a dick. You're ruining.
Okay, just think about the words you say. I mean, you can't just say.
No.
The one piece of information that these UFOologists point to as the smoking gun is the symbols and illustrations that were in these 3 books. The ship looks weird, admittedly. It looks like a child's toy top. It has a rounded piece at the top and a pointy bottom. They think it's a flying saucer. The image of the figure looks like a human in a long dress, not some alien in a supersuit. I guess they show some symbols that were taken from it in the illustrations, but to be frank, I just don't read Japanese, so the entire page is symbols I don't recognize. So, yeah.
Same aliens are like, okay, what if there's a made-up language of meaningless text on the walls of her boat?
Oh, okay. So like a reference to Roland Barthes?
Exactly. That's exactly.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. For $1,000, name anything written by Roland Barthes.
Oh, letters to Mrs. Bart.
Okay.
Give me $1,000.
You can't start saying, okay.
There's a large portion of this article dedicated to heading these wackos off the pass. And while they don't openly say this is debunking this bullshit, it's pretty much a subtext. They start by talking about an investigation done in 1844 by a person by the name of Koyokute.
His name is Toby.
No. And in his investigation, he talks about a book that has a very literal title in Japanese. Records of seen and heard things from Russia. And he starts to think that the lady in the legend might be a Russian.
Okay, somebody needs to take away Toby's security clearance. Like, where's Crooked Hillary in 1803? It's a witch hunt. Fake news.
She was 43.
Okay, Cecil. Hi, Cecil. I mean, not for nothing, but like, isn't it possible that the explanation is just that, that this never happened at all? Because they don't probably didn't, and then there's nothing to explain.
Absolutely. But they didn't have space in the article for the other 7 billion people's opinion. So they just went with this one guy. The book describes similar hairstyles and clothing, and it says that women in Russia would have natural red hair.
Okay, hang on. Really? In Russia? Red hair.
The symbols in the text could be Russian or possibly British or American.
Sure, or any other language. But go on. It could be.
Yep. But the guy eventually settles on the idea that they must have been princesses from America or Britain.
That's a long ways to come. I mean, but to be fair, an American princess is still more likely than a space alien and an ironclad candy corn. So sure, why not?
They also talk about another investigation done in the early to mid 1900s by a historian named Unagida Kunio. His first observation was that round boats weren't unusual in Japan. In fact, the early versions of this story have the lady not in some very elaborate hand-hammered crystal windowed ship. They have her in an open-top log boat. His assumption is that no one would buy that an open-top boat would be able to sail the open seas, so the tale changed to a princess in a more seaworthy vessel.
Back to the aliens. It's about class struggle between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. It's a princess. See?
Oh, really? Okay. Well, Double or Nothing. Marx's first name.
Harpo.
Okay. Wasn't even born yet.
Okay, Cecil. Quick recap. This is a red-headed Russian lady who survived an overseas voyage to Japan in a canoe with a rug in it full of Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, that's
this?
pretty much it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I wanted it to not seem ridiculous, so I said it back out loud.
Another researcher named Dr. Tanaka points out, and rightfully so, that in the goddamn story, the fucking thing doesn't even fly. It's just float in the ocean.
You're right.
Doesn't act like some alien technology. It acts like a fucking boat, man.
Yeah. Turns out it's aliens on a shitty duck boat tour.
Oh. There were like 17 other aliens on the tour began, but there was a storm, so...
Dr. Tanaka also searched through the records to see if other parts of the story were accurate.
Other parts?
Yeah.
Can we go with
Any
one
parts? I know.
Start with one.
He found the name of the feudal lord in the record books, but when he checked on the lands that the guy ruled over, he found that he didn't have any lands on the Pacific coast. And he found out who was in charge of that area, and he couldn't find any mention of this happening in the records. He also couldn't find any evidence of the city where it took place, and the article suggests that if the name changed, that would have been recorded, but there's no mention of the name at all.
Okay, so either proof of extraterrestrial charade-based visitation in the early 1800s, or something else, or nothing.
Those are the options.
Like at some point, can't we just decide to just not investigate this kind of nonsense because it's nonsense? Like, do we have to launch a fucking investigation on whether we can, in fact, put Humpty Dumpty back together again?
Wait, how many of the king's horses do we get?
Fuck.
Are they Russian horses?
Red-headed Russian horses.
Tanaka and Yanagita basically conclude that the story is an allegory for Japan's isolation and xenophobia.
Oh, stoned aliens are just like, Commodore Perry, ending the isolationism. That's what I was.
No, too late. It's too late. It's too late. It's over, man. Just pass the joint. You've been holding it for a while.
Put your head in a mystery box.
That doesn't even make sense. What do you?
Your head doesn't make sense.
Okay,
when it's in a box. Mystery.
Seriously, pass the joint.
So the moral of the story basically showed how afraid they were of illegal immigrants, even if in their folklore, the aliens were already in cages.
And Cecil, if you had to summarize what you learned in one sentence, what would it be?
You're traveling across the galaxy, at least take time to download Google Translate on your iPhone.
Yeah, now you tell me.
And are you ready for the quiz?
Abso-friggin-tootly.
All right. So, Cecil, what other elements of Japanese culture are, upon examination, less than they were cracked up to be? A, the number of dick-tentacled monsters has been greatly exaggerated for film effect. B, the word origami literally translates to fold paper. Take some of the excitement out of that. C, their pubes aren't naturally pixelated. Or D, we are still very much Caucasian regardless of what the vapors think.
All right, I think I'm going to go with C. I've seen a Japanese person naked in person, and their pubes were vector-based, not pixelated. So.
That is correct. I thought I was going to get you with that one. I forgot. You're the one who sees naked ladies sometimes.
Yeah. All right, Cecil, my turn. Cecil, if you have a surplus of princesses, what is the best thing to do? A, reconsider how you count your princesses. Probably not a surplus. B, give them a very important message. Put them in a bottle with a cork in it. Throw them in the ocean, okay? Or C, nothing. This is a stupid problem to pretend you have.
I'm going to go with secret answer D. I have one extra princess, but she's stored in another castle.
Damn it.
So, yeah.
Is that correct or incorrect?
Yeah. All right.
You got it. Okay, Cecil.
I did. He said, yeah, all right.
I'm good. Cecil, based on our knowledge of Japanese literature, of course, I mean hentai, what happened at the end of the story? A, the old fisherman grew 8 giant octopus dicks and fucked the shit out of that secret box, obviously. B, Heath finished, turned on some Ting Ting ASMR, everybody check that out, and finished again while asleep. C, Heath had a tricky cleanup the next day, or D, all of the above.
I'm going to go with D, and I wish you would stop sending me all your texts. And with pictures. Like picture text? Absolutely not interested.
You have to rip it off like a Band-Aid. Your sheet just gets right up.
Yeah, it hurts. I get it. Been there. The key is to keep water by your bed. You just splash yourself. Anyways, Heath wins.
All right, I stumped you because whatever you said was wrong. I am going to pick Eli for next week.
Excellent. I am good at that. Now, I'll toss it over to Sarah for last week's Twitter answer and this week's Twitter question.
Not last week's necessarily, but a week's.
Some weeks, eventual weeks.
Thanks, Eli. The last question was, what's the best name for a vibrator? The answer comes from Gino on Facebook with this: Clitty Clitty Bang Bang. This week's question is, what the hell was in the box? Just retweet or Facebook share this episode with your answer for a chance to be next week's winner. Back to you, Eli.
All right. Well, for Cecil, Noah, Tom, and Heath, I'm Eli. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then, I will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can listen to Heath, Noah, and I on the Scathing Atheist, the Skeptocrat, and God-Awful movies, and you can listen to Tom and Cecil on their show, Cognitive Dissonance. And if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod, or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com. And remember, if you're not funny, don't give us notes.